Hello and welcome to Psych, a show where I examine a fictional character and try to give them a full psychological profile. This time I'm taking a look at Peter Parker, the amazing Spider-Man. Peter Parker has had a terrible yet wonderful life. Growing up in the care of his aunt and uncle, one would presume that Peter never really knew his parents, and instead treated his aunt and uncle as his mother and father. During his teenage years, tragedy befell him, as his Uncle Ben was killed by a criminal that Peter had the chance to stop. This loss, combined with his guilt, helped to form Peter into the heroic figure we know now. Peter has taken to heart the words of his late uncle, "With great power comes great responsibility." And when Peter was in a scientific accident that gave him spider-like powers, he eventually used those powers for the greater good, fighting crime and protecting those around him. Peter uses a costume and a mask to maintain a secret identity, to prevent the loss of even more of his loved ones, and acts nobly, quite possibly out of fear of further loss. Peter is humble, because the universe seems to kind of pick on him, and bad things just kind of happen to Peter Parker. But yes, he does good with his powers, because when he wasn't responsible, it did lead to his uncle's death. Fighting criminals with his powers may be scary work, but it's entirely possible that he is braver when he puts the mask on, not worrying about social situations, or what people think of him because of the anonymity. In battle, Spidey seems to use quips and sarcasm to put himself at ease in stressful situations, but also to distract, enrage, and disrupt the people he's fighting. There's something to be said about annoying an enemy so that they make a mistake. Throughout Spider-Man's long history, he does occasionally forget the Uncle Ben's words of advice, and every time he does do something selfish for himself, the universe tends to make him suffer for it. And he learns the lesson all over again. But this has happened multiple times, where you wonder if Peter is retaining that information at all. But ultimately, Spider-Man is a noble hero who cares far more about others than himself. So it's a short episode, but it was kind of a simple one too. I hope you did enjoy this episode of Psych, and we'll see you again at a later time.